Now let's look at the means procedure in SAS. So say I have this medical data set, and I can run it and print it out, show you what's going on. We've got a bunch of numeric variables. The main variables I'm interested in looking at are race, which is either 0 or 1. X has groups 1, 2, and 3. And the other things that are just numeric. So when I go back to the program, I can run this means procedure. This is the syntax for it. You can put which data set you're going to work with. That's an option. You don't have to put that. If you don't put it, it'll just use the most recent data set. And then I've got this var statement. You always have to have the var statement that specifies which variables you're going to run this on. So if I run this on income and age, this is what happens. It just prints this out, and by default, the numbers that it gives me, the statistics that it gives me are the n, the mean, the standard deviation, min, and max. Here are a couple of more options that you can use. The t is the t statistic that you would find from the data under the null hypothesis that the mean is 0. And the PRT is the p-value that goes with it. By the way, I don't know why this is not turning blue. It should turn blue. There's just some little bug in the program. You'll see that more and more as we start running with macros and things. So this p-value is a two-sided p-value, so it'll give you both this area and this area. If you wanted to run a hypothesis test that the null is greater than 0, you would just divide that p-value by 2. If you need some other sort of null hypothesis, you would want to run an actual proc t-test. So I'm going to show you that using the proc means and the proc t-test will give you the same thing by default. So there's your p-values, less than 0 and 13.0. There you go. That's the t-value and the p-value. Another thing that you can do is sort by x. And remember, anytime you use a by statement in a procedure, you've got to run that proc sort. So we run the proc sort, and then we can print out these means by the x variable. So if x equals 1, then this is the mean, and then this is the mean for the x equals 2 group, and this is the mean for the x equals 3 group. It's just a little shortcut. When you put that mean option there, it's going to only print the mean, whereas here we added some options to the data set. Here, mean is one of the default options, so it's going to get rid of the other options that you have. So let me show you this class statement. It's just a little bit classier, I think. It puts everything, instead of being on 3 separate pages,